Today, I just wanted to hit on a few points to check the pulse of the market. There have been a lot of price movement lately, and I hope you guys are in the green. Everyone should be in the green. If you've been holding throughout the current downtrend, you should be up by now. And without further ado, let's get right to it. I brought you a decent amount of news this past weekend about Luna acquiring Bitcoin to back their stablecoin UST. And this is because the CEO of Terra believes that Bitcoin is the hardest asset that has ever been created. And no one can contest that. No one has contested it so far. Here are the most recent Bitcoin holdings from the Luna Foundation, and I am surprised to see that they have already filled $1.1 billion worth of Bitcoin to the maximum of 10 billion. That is how much they want to buy to back their Bitcoin holdings for UST. If you have not watched that video, I will definitely post a link right here to the top right of the screen. Go ahead and watch that because I go a little bit more in depth on why and how Terra Luna goes about backing their stablecoin with Bitcoin. And another reason why I brought this up, because I feel like I can somewhat pinpoint this institutional demand for the most recent price rise. As we know, there is a limited supply of Bitcoin and the demand only keeps increasing. Mutual funds, pension funds, countries, states, cities, all entities all over the globe are looking to get into Bitcoin to plug their network, their economy, because they believe in the decentralized digital asset for their people. Next up, we have why there's already a Will Smith slap token. For those of you who do not know, there was an event that happened that included Will Smith and Chris Rock, and this event went global, viral within minutes. And one thing I have to say for all of the new people out there is that if you are new into the crypto space, please do not just hop onto any project. A lot of people like to create these things off of the hype just to get a bag of money from the investors and either do a rug pull or just string it along as a meme coin. All the while, they're the ones who benefit the most from it. If you watch my channel, you should already know where to be putting your money. Even though I don't provide financial advice, all of the news that I bring up revolve around all of the coins that are basically 9 times out of 10 going to make it, not the Will Smith slap coin. And next up, we have a little power struggle in Canada. Reading the title, the Conservative candidate for Prime Minister believes Canadians should be free to use Bitcoin and other crypto assets as money in the Great White North. Now, this is on the verge of the recent events that happened in Canada with the protesters in Ottawa getting their funds seized and using cryptocurrencies as funding to continue their operations to protest and, get their voices out there. And this is kind of where everything went downhill, because there was uneducated lawmakers in Canada advocating for the shutdown of crypto accounts, urging crypto wallets and exchanges to shut down individuals' accounts. But little do they know the crypto space does not work that way. And they also received a nice little letter back. And this was the works of Canada's current Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, which is very surprising because they tend to seem very positive towards crypto until things, I guess, don't go their way. So let's see what this Prime Minister had to say. Executive Director of the Canadian Blockchain Consortium, Quillia Carrington, told Cointelegraph today that right now it's a hostile environment from the Liberal government towards crypto, which is due to a lack of knowledge, understanding, and regulatory clarity, which I couldn't agree more. There have been a lot of knee-jerk reactions within the United States as well towards crypto. And this kind of behavior can only be dangerous if that information also falls on uneducated ears, because they also tend to form an opinion from the information that they are getting from regulators and lawmakers themselves. Now, reading the quote here, it is important to have a strong advocacy position to educate the government on blockchain, which I couldn't agree more. Once they see the level of tax revenue, they will know that this isn't an industry for criminals. It is an industry for innovation, which is correct. And that's why I want everyone to be educated within the crypto space, because it's only going to make us better. And it's only going to have a positive impact on the crypto space for shared understanding amongst all who participate in the space, because there's a lot of things to hit and not everyone is going to learn everything in one day. This takes time. And lastly, we could not have great price appreciation with a little bit of FUD mixed in, a little bit of fear, uncertainty, and doubt. A lot of people have been talking about the most recent tax proposal, which is a tax for unrealized gains on billionaires. And it's called the billionaire minimum income tax, which would assess a 20% minimum tax rate on both income and unrealized gains. This would mean that assets that have not yet become income, for example, stocks, real estate, crypto, that have not been sold would also be taxed. And if this isn't unconstitutional, I don't know what is. For the American people, a long time have the markets been a severe driver within our economy. Letting capitalism thrive and push our economy and technology to greater heights has been what makes our market so great. And this is not the first time that a absurd tax bill have come along and feared cryptocurrency traders, because I know there are some people who are making ridiculous gains. I make some pretty decent gains, but hey, I am only a small fish in a large sea. And what a lot of people feared, I know this tax bill would apply to U.S. households, as you can see here in the first sentence, worth more than $100 million. But what a lot of people feared is that there was actually a tax bill in the early 1900s that applied to about approximately 3% of people, that later spread to 20%, and then 30%, then 40%, because they get so much revenue, and at the end of the day they will end up just taxing everyone because it's easier. Our tax laws have always been progressive that way, and history states that this has been done before. Simply just taxing the rich will never work, and also taxing unrealized gains would destroy any capitalist market. So I am sure, just like the bills that have came before this one have all perished at the desk of, I don't know what level that common sense stops it, but I'm pretty sure that this will fall short, and us crypto traders will just have to experience this short time FUD. But what if this bill did get passed? What does that mean for us cryptocurrency investors? It would basically be a burden to everyone if this was applied to the general public. Anytime you experienced a small unrealized gain, if you don't have the money or the capital outside of that market to cover the tax cost, then you're going to immediately sell that asset for an unrealized gain, which is just completely counterproductive. And at some point we would fall into a compound tax deficit due to the fact that if you have unrealized gains, you would sell your crypto to pay off that tax bill, but then you would also incur another tax bill for selling whichever crypto you bought. And depending on if it was a short-term gain or a long-term gain, you would get taxed a bit higher if it was short-term. So overall, this bill is absurd, and I am sure, don't quote me on this, this bill will just roll off the shoulders of lawmakers. I feel like at some point there has to be some bad news. There have been so much good news for the crypto space. It's ridiculous. Bitcoin is coming towards a supply squeeze. Ethereum is coming towards its triple halving event to solidify its proof of stake. XRP have won a tidal wave of motions in their court case against the SEC, and they look like they will come out on the better side of history on this one. I don't think I've ever seen the SEC lose in my lifetime. I'm also an XRP holder, so I don't want to see the SEC win regardless. Avalanche had good news. Polkadot had good news. There's just so much going on. So stay educated, my friends. Things like this will come to pass. I would not worry about it too much. If there is anything you would like me to expand on, please let me know down in the comments. I am here for the education and the conversation. I will catch you all on the next one.